Good evening, and welcome to Horrible Things. I'm Rob Apollyon, and this isn't my voice.
Ah! Ah! Let's talk about something stupid. What the is this game? No, I'm serious. What is this? This is nuts. Just look at this opening. We've got the most early 2000s action movie video that shows all the major gameplay elements while showing off the main character's personality and the unique aspects of the game, all without saying a word. This rocks! And then the second level is untextured. The walls and floor of this strip club. Oh, yeah, by the way, your girlfriend is a stripper, apparently. But we're sex work positive in this film noir propaganda, so no one cares. The walls and floor are literally untextured assets tinted slightly green. There are a few wall sconces and a little dance floor for you to get down and dirty with your besties. But 90% of this area just wasn't made. Like, it's kinda clever, but it's also crazy obvious. At least to me in my year 2025 galaxy brain. But, like, whatever. If a single level not being made were enough to call a game bad, then basically every modern game would be. Let's not finish that thought. But then, why do I think this is amazing garbage? Well, you've got a dog that eats people's throats. That's pretty cool. You can shoot a bunch of guys. That's nice. And, let's see. Oh, yeah. The whole thing's nuts! You're a cop named, I don't know, Jack, Jake, Jimmy, Jorkin my peanut slate, and you're insane. While reciting poetry about stoplights to yourself, you get a call saying,
Hey, butthole, go check out the friggin' construction site.
and you're like, cool! A good enough reason for some excessive force. You notice some workers aren't obeying OSHA rules, so you turn their memories of home into paste on the pavement. We don't get any indication, at any point, that these workers aren't just workers shooting at you as you trespass on private property, and Jingleheimer Schmidt never announces himself as police, so a bunch of poorly justified murder later, and you find what brought you here, a guy you can't shoot. You get so mad that he's already dead that you throw away your gun and announce that you're gonna shoot a beloved philanthropist. Don't know how you intend to do that without a gun, but like I said, you're fucking insane. So that's how you end up in the strip club talking to your girlfriend. Okay. Come here, come here. I'm gonna be real. There aren't subtitles, and the vocals are a little. So the first time I saw this scene with J Money and his girlfriend, I was A, floored by this line,
I had to pick up a little scratch on the side. You won't tell him, will you? It'd probably kill him.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He's already dead.
What?
and B, misheard her in the worst way. See, I heard her say, "Don't tell dad," and thought, oh, that must be his sister. That's kind of strange, putting someone in revealing clothes that the main character can't sexualize. I wonder how they'll deal with that. And then immediately, you play as her doing a seductive dance that I probably can't show you in the first minigame of the story. 10 out of 10, a masterpiece. As you dance, the camera spins around and shows Jonk What's It sneaking around, hiding from bouncers and saying stuff like, "Atta girl," which, again, I thought she was his sister at the time. Anyways, Mr. Man sets off the fire alarm and uninvites the innocent pervy weirdos from the murder party he's about to throw, only to find out that his girlfriend did that sexy dance for nothing, as a bouncer grabs her and demands that you come out from the shadows. Just saying, dude. You're not allowed to touch the girls. Trust me. I've never seen a woman naked. Then you have to fight every bouncer in the club with your fists because, again, you threw away your gun for no reason. And then just have to keep punching and shooting and exploding people. Oh, yeah, you could throw fire extinguishers and shoot them in slow motion because this is an early 2000s action game. And of course you could do stuff in slow mo. Until you get to the big man himself, the man who killed your. Ooh, sorry. Spoilers. Obviously. Dad. The man who killed your dad. Who is a beloved philanthropist, by the way, in whatever city this is, and is also an off-brand Christopher Walken.
Whoa, Officer Slade. What brings you out on a night like tonight? You want to join us? $100 ante? Or is that too rich for your cop salary?
Look, I don't know what they told this actor to get this performance, but I am begging everyone to never put those words in that same order again. Okay, so he didn't admit to whacking your dad, but it's gotta be him. He's a corrupt millionaire who keeps a legion of killers around him all the time, plays poker, and some cop said your dad's only enemy was him, so like, good enough for Jack I just like killing stuff Slate. Honestly, his voice is enough for me, so I fully endorse ending this fool. Get him, Slate! Leave his children fatherless! You run and shoot and not much else until you get to his apartment and beg him to try to defend himself, so you're allowed to shoot him. Despite the fact that this is an extrajudicial arrest already, there's nothing that links him to the crime, dude. But in a big twist, instead of finding him reaching for a gun, you find him reaching for some condoms cause your boy is kinky. No, wait, someone just shot you in the head. Never mind. Oh no, he has an eye patch and the golden gun from James Bond. No, he's super evil. You gotta stop him, Slate, before he kills that innocent man. So after just one measly little killing spree, you're framed for the murder of a millionaire, and really, isn't that the only crime worth prosecuting here? You're on death row. In fact, you're gonna be executed today, which we are told by the happiest radio host I've ever heard.
Countdown to execution. Former Grant City police officer Jack Slate, arrested and convicted for the shooting spree that led to the death of known philanthropist Augie Blatz, is currently living out his last day in a death row cell block of Iron Point Penitentiary.
Well, darn. Guess we better just sort of roll over and die. At least one prisoner still likes us.
Now, I don't know much, but this kid Wild Boy down in the workshop, he says he knows how to put old Spock out of business.
Hey, guess we don't have to die. But we do have to beat up dozens and dozens and dozens of prisoners and one guard to get our dog Shadow back and escape.
Hey, what are you doing here? Like, I'm happy to see you, but what are you doing here?
This is where the awesome is subsumed into the suck. The fist-fighting combat is unbelievably difficult. And don't you dare write skill issue down there. I'm gonna read those comments, and if I see skill issue down there, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but none of us will like it. Some more minigames to show that you're the manliest man who's ever manned. And some beatings taken and given, and you break out of prison to continue your mass murder spree. Let's take a minute here to talk about how I discovered this game, because this is getting a bit, let's say, hectic. Back in 5th grade, we all had to participate in the class play. They forgot to give me a role, so I was back up to the rope puller. That's a true story. So I just kind of sat around with all the backstage crew watching this one kid playing something on his PSP. It was a game where a guy ran around sicking his dogs on his enemies and shooting whoever was left over. I was like,
wow, that game looks super fun and very mature, and not the most psychotic, insane crap I'll ever see.
Ever since then, I've wanted a PSP and to get that game. Then I forgot for like a decade and a half, and then found this at a flea market for $6 for a different console. It's entirely possible that I would have had a completely different perspective had I played this back in the early 2000s. After all, I was 10. But if this came out right now, I think people would hate it. And not because of the wacky story. This controls like sweaty cheeks. Like, pretty good for an Xbox original game. But they had no concept on how to balance the difficulty here. And there's no honor amongst your enemies. They'll group up around you and attack you in the latency between you finishing a combo and you putting up your guard again. They'll even attack you during your punchy combos when you can't even do anything to get out of the way, so they'll get several guaranteed hits on you for like half your health, and it's super annoying. And why am I sweaty? The difficulty of this game cannot be overstated. This game needs a lower difficulty or cheats. And unfortunately for me, on the Xbox original version, there were only cheats to unlock all levels, and that's it. Hey! I want you all to understand what I'm going through to bring you this report. I'll accept. No! I demand applause.
Come on, gimme.
After the prison, you run through a bunch of secret tunnels and think that it's super normal and not something to think about at all. You get shot a bunch by some, well, a lot of prisoners and fall down holes to nothingness, and then you screw over a guy named Tattoo that beat you to death in the showers like 50 times 20 minutes ago. Ha ha! Take that, dangerous man! I'll never see you again. You emerge from a sewer pipe thing and then immediately step into traffic and force a man to drive his car into a tree, killing himself. Then you drag him out of the car and steal his wallet for fun or something. You basically steal his identity for a bit and then go back to the crime scene you got framed for 7 months ago to step over a chalk outline that's still there and stare into a mirror. Then Jack just gets kind of racist and is like, you know where crime is? Chinatown. I gotta go find a guy to ask why the driver tried to kill me, and a guy named Fat Chow sounds like someone who might know. Also, I don't think he's really Asian.
Frankly, I don't even think he's Asian.
Not kidding about the weird racism stuff. So, you kill a bunch of Chinese people for, some reason, and then some cops break in to kill you, and some Asians if they feel like it. And Jack says,
I don't want to start shooting cops. He's just doing his job.
Later in the game, you kill cops that are in the pocket of one of the many bad guys, so they don't count? Because they're wearing scarier clothes? Internally consistent morality, I see. Anyways, you chase Fat Chow into how do I put this on YouTube? A completely legitimate massage parlor. So, Jack gives up his guns to not arouse suspicion, and then immediately walks out of the room he's supposed to be in, and is attacked by security. Jack fights some dudes, hears some noises through the wall, gets his guns back, and restarts his rampage. I'm the good guy! Whee! Jack finally gets not Fat Chow alone, and bow chicka wow wow. Tell me everything and maybe some of your family gets to live! Did I really damage my microphone? Holy shit, I think I actually damaged my microphone. No! If the sound is messed up, it's your fault somehow. The guy's like, I don't know, dude. You weren't tattooed, so he just tried to run you over. Nothing personal. Please don't delete my code. And Jack is like, no promises. Now advance the plot. And he's like, of course, it's what I was born to do. Firstly, and then a new character blows his head off because she sucks, and I hope she dies. Anyway, Jack has to escort the escort and kill a bunch of women. It's very annoying. Have I mentioned that this is an incredibly irritating game to play? Good. Got this. Stop crying. Okay. Now that we've killed a bunch of women, we can leave the massage parlor and kill some more Asians. Alright, so I know that sounds bad. We get real Fat Chow finally, and he doesn't really tell us, anything. So Eve, who sucks, tells us that Jack kills people good, and it gets her engine going. And she gives Jack her card. Jack's like, wow, that's hot. I'm gonna go to a cemetery to cry. Jack stares at his dad's grave for a while before his girlfriend, No, actually, I think she's his friend who has a complicated relationship with Jack that blurs the lines between romantic and platonic in a fascinating exploration of, I can't remember her name, okay? I can't remember her name. But she shows up when the plot needs her every so often, so she tells Jack that, as it turns out, if you purposefully let in a mass shooter at your job, you get fired. Jack is shocked. She tells Jack that she's a waitress now at the Orr House. I just got that. I just fucking got that. I wrote this script in May. It is late August. I played this. I just got that she went from a strip club to the whorehouse. It's the whorehouse. God. Oh! Anyways, okay. Anyways, she tells Jack that she's a waitress now at the Orr House, but it doesn't pay nearly as well as being a stripper. Somehow, and I'm not kidding, this is an important plot point that will come back. Then Jack asks her, hey, do you know anything about the plot? And she says, oh yeah, the plot starts now actually, 5 chapters in. Here you go. Turns out, Jack's dad was digging up dirt on political opponents of mayoral candidate Gloria Exner, specifically on the current mayor, Cigar Chompy McBighands. It's a family name. So, obviously, That's what got him killed. Genuinely, what the hell were we doing for the past 7 in-game months? The current mayor has a new, quote, Nazi-style goon squad that protects his interests called GAC, G-A-C, which literally sounds like SWAT, S-W-A-T, or the average over-equipped police officer, but sure, they're much worse, because they wear spooky black military equipment. Gloria suspected Mayor Big Hands of misappropriating funds because, mainly, look at him. That's too much exposition for the target audience of 13-year-olds, so now Jack and, get attacked by clowns with guns. And I am not kidding. There's an entire level where you run around a cemetery in the dark, in the rain, shooting clowns and a clown car. Okay, it's more of a van sort of thing, but it's close enough! Apparently, the Big Top also had enough funds to buy a helicopter. I guess they sold enough hot nuts. Unrelated, have you ever had hot nuts? They're classically sold at circuses and baseball games, but like, I just had some for the first time. You know, definitely preparation for this game. Tax write-off, it's a tax write-off, and they're delicious. I don't even care how many attack helicopters I help the Clown Mafia buy. I'll take 12 more! Whoever pays for stock music is a sucker. Clowns get what they deserve. And then Jack makes a psychic phone call to Eve and is like, hey, Mayhem Incorporated tried to delete me and is gonna bomb Gloria Exner's current campaign stop. And Eve is like, ah, a giant floating head! Jack is like, oh, Mayhem Inc. wasn't behind this, huh? That's interesting. Thanks for the intel, Eve. And she's like, have we even mentioned Mayhem Inc. yet? Also, when did you learn about the bombing plans? And Jack is like, you think I'm handsome and strong and cool? Why, thank you, Eve. Wanna go out to the Exner bombing? And she's like, sure. Editor Apollyon here. Okay, so looking back over the footage, it actually seems that Gloria Exner is debating the concept of Thursday, 8 p.m. for the title of mayor. Good for her. Jack steals a helicopter on live TV, and we enter into an extended turret section that handles like slippery ice. Eve runs along inside the venue, shooting near some besooted goons while I actually mow them down en masse from the air. She gets one to admit where he put the bombs, and then in classic dipshit fashion, shoots him in the head before getting him to do the important thing of deactivating the bombs. Or rather, we as the player play through her deactivating the bombs, so hooray, more busy work. She deactivates a few bombs and then waves to Jack on a job well done. Yes! Woo! Finally! Never again! I mean, Eve, no! Minigun go in the parking lot for a while until the guy who shot us in the head escapes in a limo. No, this sounds like the beginning of a game I really like. Anyways, you remember him? The guy with the eye patch and the golden gun? Good times. Jack blows up his limo with a minigun and then is surprised when Patch, oh yeah, his name is Patch because of his eye patch, is dead. So he takes Patch's pager and goes to Gloria Exner's hotel to get a one-on-one with her. Jack sees some GAC goons loading bombs into her hotel, so he sends his dog Shadow in to find the bombs. What's with these guys and bombs? Just shoot her! Anyways, Jack fights and disarms his way through like the entire hotel just to get to her, and she's like, Jack Slade? Boy, am I glad to touch you. I mean, see you. Fires break out through the building, and there's a whole fire extinguisher thing that makes the game even harder, theoretically. Jack kills a flaming guy and then repels a woman over the edge of a building. By that I mean they somehow rappel down the side of a burning building without equipment, but hey, they just did it in a cutscene, so I don't have to do it.
Great game! So glad I didn't have to play it.
Gloria gets handsy with the son of a dead man she worked closely with. Very normal. Jack is like, hey, make with the gum flapping, you silly broad. And Gloria's like, oh, you know just how to talk to a woman. I heard there were budgetary discrepancies on the new subway project. And is your pocket beeping? Or are you just happy to see me? And Jack is like, My new friend just paged me. I'm gonna go kill him. Hey, powerful woman I don't know who keeps making advances on me that I'm not comfortable with. Could you give me a lift? And she's like, yeah. A guy named Gopher who had hired Silt to drive Getaway for Tattoo at the prison had paged Patch to meet. Hey, don't turn on a different video. Here, I have some hot assassin women and another helicopter fight. Look, Jack crashes a forklift into a gate to get through it. Ha ha, he's gonna lose his certification after that. Please don't click off. I worked really hard on this. Okay, Jack doesn't even get to interrogate Gopher because he found him stuck to an ice block. Someone triple dog dared him. What could he do? Jack then fights a guy named, and I'm not kidding, Longshoreman X. After all the fights he's been through, this is somehow the one where he gets horribly injured and limps back to the ore house where his friend
Oh my God.
works. I told you it would come back. We get a little still image montage of her surgerizing him, and he wakes up in the back room with her. Some dudes enter the restaurant and say that they're gonna kidnap her, and she's like, nuh-uh, and the head guy is like, yeah, huh, and then Jack pops out of the back room like, nuh-uh, and the head guy says, yeah, huh, again, and wins the argument. Jack wakes up upside down, and a Middle Eastern man named Fahook is like, hey, guess what? You're gonna get tortured by my sexy twink girls. And Jack is a little too chill with the idea. Fook teases that he read the script and understands the plot, and Jack is like, please, for the love of God, just tell me what's going on. And Fook says, maybe later. I've got to be mysterious elsewhere, and dips. Jack endures a bunch of breath play with the girls before they're called away to not have personalities elsewhere. Jack asks Shadow to release him, and Shadow does because Shadow is the best character. Everybody applaud for Shadow. Jack comes out to find that goons are kidnapping, what's her name?
Hildy!
Oh, that's right, Hildy. Anyways, she's gone because he stupidly yelled her name out. Jack has to then kill the Gordon Fisherman a couple of times and then partakes in his favorite hobby of standing in the middle of the road while a vehicle bears down on him, only to get out of the way at the last second, causing the vehicle to crash and the driver to die horrifically. Good times. This time, a bunch of gold bars spill out of the back and Jack's just kind of like, huh. So, viewer, there's something I probably should have mentioned before. You see, this city was actually built upon a massive gold reserve and used to be called Glitter City until all the gold ran out. But turns out, it didn't run out. It was just unrecoverable with the technology they had at the time. Kind of important to understanding the plot, actually. In fact, here, I'll just tell you what the big conspiracy is. You're welcome. The mayor drew up fake subway plans and improperly diverted funds to it and used prison slave labor to build tunnels. Hey, like those tunnels under the prison? Yes, exactly like those tunnels. To get to the gold ore and then transported it to this crumbling warehouse on the pier to be refined into gold proper. After that, the gold would be offloaded to
Some oily country.
where it would be traded for legal tender and sent back to the mayor and all his cronies. My dad stumbled onto this whole thing and got his head blown off about it. So yeah, that's kind of an obscenely complicated plan, and yet, how much of this is actually illegal? I feel like the secrecy is the most illegal part, so like, just do it legitimately, and make a little less money overall, but treat that as like a fee for being able to keep everything, and not getting blackmailed or picked off one by a crazed ex-cop. There. Got it? Good. Because we won't explain it again. Anyways, time to kill a prisoner. Ha! Remember Tattoo? You know, from the prison? The guy we beat up in the showers? Yeah, I know there were a lot of guys we beat up in prison, and a couple of them were in the showers, but he's back now. It's dramatic. Just act surprised. Oh no. Dang, wow, yeah. Serves him right or whatever. Yeah, he's dead now. Time to move on to the next victim on my list. I'm the good guy. Hey, guess what? We're going back to prison! No, the tidal wave of blood we've shed hasn't washed us to the shores of justice. Who wrote this crap? No, I'm not reading this crap. No, it's like he wants me to say something ridiculous every other line because he's afraid of losing viewers' attention. Thank you. We're going back to prison and straight to the gas chamber to have a super fight with a heavyweight champ boxer in a glass dome filled with poisonous gas. So the plot's just batshit then? The boxer has Jack dead to rights. Hey, like the title! From the moment Jack walks in, but is immediately goaded into punching us in the face 100 times and like, same, buddy, same. Unfortunately, Jack is the main character, so it's time to go night-night for this random-ass character. Time to kill the mayor! We put a gun on Mayor Big Hands, and he's like, "Hey, I didn't kill you, Dad. Probably should've. In fact, it would've been totally in line with my interest in that moment, and I had the means and definitely the opportunity. But some other guy actually happened to do it. Go kill him for me, cause he has dirt on me." And Jack is like, "Okay, guy who's extremely corrupt and dangerous, but hasn't personally done anything to injure me, maybe. I'll let you go, and do whatever you want, and let you continue doing your heinous misdeeds. Love you, bye." Jack runs around the prison shooting cops for fun. Oh, sorry. GAC agents, who are police officers on special assignment, I will remind you. It's very different, though. Jack breaks into Hennessy's blackmail stockpile. Who's Hennessy? It's a cop, and he's got a blackmail stockpile. He's not a good guy. Which is inside the prison's evidence lockup, and grabs a bunch of blackmail materials and notices clown masks. Alright, cemetery clowns. Whatever happened to them? Alright. I guess they were Hennessy's cop cronies dressed as clowns to disguise their identities. That kinda makes sense, though it's probably the creepiest possible decision to make. Speaking of creepy, there's a little text window just below my script that says, "I like this." And I don't know where it's from or how to make it go away. Well, if you can't beat 'em, eat 'em. If you like this video, then like this video. If you're unsubscribed, then subscribe. And if you're subscribed, please don't unsubscribe. My God, my family, it needs children. I mean, my children need food. I don't have kids. What did I just say? Back to the matter at hand. Jack decides to double-cross a politically powerful, morally bankrupt person and send Hennessy's blackmail on Mayor Hamfist to his political rival. This surely will have no repercussions. Hey, look! Our favorite bad touch. Bad touch! Bad touch! Whew! Our favorite politician is here. Gloria, what's her name? Is that a gun? Ah, shoot. She's double-crossing Jack. Oh, thank goodness. Our favorite waitress. Is that a gun? Ah, shoot. She's double-crossing Jack. Time to stalk the waitress to an Air Force base. Guess this is yet another secret hideout for these guys. How many do they have? She gives the blackmail stuff to Fahook and is like, "Give me my money." And Fahook is like, "Get the Fahook out of here."
Well, actually, it looks like Mayor McBighands was able to wrap his big, meaty claws around a pistol long enough to shoot Jack's friend.
You hear that, Jack? Sounds kind of like the consequences of our actions. Time to kill the mayor! The fight with the mayor is perhaps the goofiest in the game, mainly because he has the weirdest fighting style. If you try to fight him like normal, he'll grab Jack and start choking him out one-handed. But if you can goad him into actually swinging, he goes full gorilla mode and just swings wildly until the poor silverback runs out of breath. Who taught this poor gorilla to smoke cigars? You should be ashamed! You have to jump on his back while he's tired and choke him from behind while he bucks wildly. Do that a couple of times and Mayor McBeef is like, "I'm not gonna pardon you." And Jack is like, "Deny, defend, depose." I'm not allowed to say that? Oh, come on. What? No, it's in the script. I'm allowed to say it. Jack has to get on the plane at the Air Force Base or else Fahook will get away. But who's this getting in our way? No, it can't be. It's some sexy twinks. I mean, lady assassins. Turns out their names are Shadraka and Meshach. You know, like the Bible story? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? No? Is this microphone even on? Alright, well, Jack is manly enough to investigate his sexuality and his perception of gender and finds that women can be twinks, and he can be attracted to them, and he can also kill them dead because they are currently an inconvenience to him. Oh, yeah, there's also a timer ticking down until the warehouse explodes the entire time. This game and its timers, man. Jack carjacks a guy for his motorcycle. Motorcycle jacks? Motor jacks. Cycle jacks. Jack off. It's all Grand Theft Auto, you're right. And leaves him to die in the ensuing explosion. Time to chase a plane on a motorcycle, and can I get a hell yeah? Evo, can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! Hang on, one more time, give it clean. Hell yeah! Shit, one more! Hell yeah! 'Cause hell yeah! It just says in my script, footage of shooting guy's motorcycle, which gives Jack a boost mid-air into the plane. So cool. Time to shoot some more dudes. Hey there, Fahook. I've been killing all over for you. Did you shoot the pilots? And are you drunk? What's that bottle? And why is your health going back? Oh, come on! Jack kills him a bunch of times before you get the opportunity to use a precision aiming mode that you haven't used since the tutorial to shoot the bottle out of his hand and then kill him again. Unhinged game design. No notes, because clearly you wouldn't read them anyways. Book takes a tumble out of the back of the plane and Jack says, I don't know, something. It's kind of hard to hear someone monologuing when they're right next to an open airlock mid-flight. But oh no! Fook not only shot the pilots of his own airplane mid-flight, but managed to lock the autopilot on so the pilots couldn't regain control even if they survived. And oh, nope, Jack fixed it. But oh no! Fook also planted several bombs throughout the plane and oh, nope, they're disarmed. The pilot tells Jack to grab onto something and brace for impact. So Jack naturally just stands stock still and makes a phone call. He calls some journalist and is like, hey, want a Pulitzer? Meet me here and, bring a hard hat. The pilot smashes the plane into the ground and Jack dies. Ha! We can only wish. But no, death reject Jack's soul because it's just funnier to let this idiot keep running around at this point. Jack tells the reporter, hey, here's some blackmail stuff and a detailed account of the weird stuff going on. I probably should have come to you first instead of a politician, huh? Anyways, tell everyone I'm dead. I'm gonna go kill Hennessy. Sure hope he doesn't have superpowers. Jack goes to the hotel. What hotel? I can't remember. I guess it's the same one from before, but not the one that got burned down. Is that a convention center? No. Who prevented that from getting... Whatever. Jack shows up. Gap Guy shows up. Jack kills a bunch of people. What part of this formula aren't you getting? Finally, we come face to face with the final boss, a dirty cop named Hennessy. While we monologue at each other, the news breaks about Jack's eventful, 24 hours? Hennessy is like, oh good, you've ruined my life. And Jack is like, you literally killed my dad. Hennessy then has an electrified stun baton that you have to get him to jam into the water fountain in the middle of the room, which, okay, it's kind of cool mechanic. And then he runs away and you have to fight more dudes in a hallway and just let me fight the last bad guy. Ah! Oh wait, he has superpowers? Can I just shoot him instead? No? Well, alright then. Jack punches him a bunch, and Hennessy then opens a portal to hell so he can make a pretty mid-joke. Jack punches him a bunch more and throws him into the fire portal and then calmly walks out like, ah yes, the guy who lit his hands on fire. The fire will surely kill him. He is then shocked to find out that Hennessy is still alive and burning from head to toe. Cool! All that fire is gonna feel great on my bruised, broken knuckles. Ow. 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 Oh, that's it. Oh, we got him. That was his last form, I guess. I don't know how I expected them to follow up superpowered cop on fire, fist fighting you to the death. But, I wouldn't have been surprised if they could, let's be real. And just like that, it's over. Jack wins. The day is saved. Literally everyone else but Jack and this random reporter are dead. Genuinely, I think there might be one named prisoner who survives. But the only other ones left after this ordeal are Jack, Shadow, and third act reporter guy. Jack even points out how him going to the reporter actually does nothing. Now that all the conspirators are dead, scapegoats will just be found. Yay? Oh, how do you stop talking about a game like this? Like this! No, I'm kidding. Let's try to unpack that for a minute. This game is so freaking cool because it's absolutely insane. It's packed to the gills with the most absurd moments and classic action tropes, and it's got this noir aesthetic that it is just so committed to. It just stinks that a lot of the actual game elements, the ludic elements if you're nasty, are kind of unwieldy. Sure, with a lot of practice, maybe the gameplay could be really good, but I watched a lot of gameplay, and I played the game for hours and hours, and players were consistently dying or nearly dead throughout the entire game. The ludic design isn't bad per se, it's just way too hard. I died so many times that I had to use a cheat just to get through the game. And I prefer to play my games vanilla. I'm fine with ultra hard games. I've almost 1,000,000%ed The Binding of Isaac, I'll have you know. But this is old school hard, where it's the controls and the design of the fights and the pacing of health packs. It's all just rough. It's not a fair fight, and even when it is, the clunkiness of the controls gets in the way. Truly, if Dead to Rights got an installment now, it would have to have tighter controls, more hand-to-hand combos that accomplish different things in combat, like hitting multiple enemies but does lower damage, a combo that breaks an opponent's guard, a grapple counter to keep fights from becoming a war of attrition trying to grapple throw enemies to death. Different difficulty modes that affected how much damage you deal and receive and the frequency of health drops, and maybe a few little tweaks here and there to numbers of enemies and layouts of rooms. Overall, this is a really solid game, actually, with a genuinely engaging, if not absurd, story that's just kind of buried under a wave of suck. Like, make this game a Punisher game, update the stuff I said before, make it with modern graphics, and I'd probably buy it again. For all those reasons and more, I award this game the prestigious title of Awesome Game That Sucks. Congrats. I'm not gonna play the sequel. Now get out of my house. Oh no. Oh no, why do I already have the box for it? Thank you so much for watching. It takes a long time and a lot of effort to make videos like this, which is why I started off making short form nonsense for TikTok years ago. So if you can't wait for your next fix of Apollyon, go ahead and check me out over there at revolution_salesman. It's not really the same content as here, right at all, but hey, maybe you'll like it. I also make some music, and hopefully someday I'll even release some. And me. Oh, I also write. I'm putting out a YA fantasy novel called Lost One. At some point, maybe. I also stream on Twitch, where I do, like, everything. I like to dissect horror games, do long playthroughs of games of all genres, like Fallout 4, Binding of Isaac, Jedi Fallen Order, hang out and just talk with people, you know. I'd like to spend my time working on any and all of these pursuits, so by subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, all that stuff, you're helping me achieve my dreams, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, thank you. How about you guys recommend some games or movies for me to review? I'll do anything spooky or bad, or if enough people just want me to talk about it, I'll talk about it. I don't have morals or beliefs. So, until I see y'all again, keep it creepy, stay safe, all the good things. Have a good rest of your day, night, whatever. I'll be seeing you again real soon. In your dreams. We're his friend. Do I really need the sexy twinks?
Good evening, and welcome to Horrible Things.
Oh, God! No, it's everywhere! This... What was that I just did? As you dance, the camera spins around. That has to go in this. That has to go in the file.